Jonathan, one of the biggest things we notice about your setup on the golf course is you have a tendency as you continue to waggle back and forth to shuffle your body more and more closed, and when you do that you tend to quit on it or stay down longer, and you get those pull hooks. Here you've done a great job of staying open in your address position. You can see how your foot stance alignment still looks open even from this angle, and turned out you made a pretty good swing on this one as well.
Very nice.
As we take a look at it from the back view, you'll notice you step in right foot first, your stance starts open. As you continue to waggle, you tend to shuffle your hips around, they get a little bit more closed. We're going to notice your shoulders are closed to your hips and your hips are closed to your feet. This is why you need to have an open setup, especially with the feeling of your feet and your hips a little open to your shoulders. That keeps your shoulders in line with where your right wall is, and allows you to get that ball to start down your right wall. So be conscious of your urge to shuffle a little bit closed. On day 2 here, you actually did a really good job of maintaining your address alignments pretty well, and most of the day you actually played really good golf shots.
Okay, good swing, a little right.
Notice how open your feet look throughout this whole setup. You really make a good swing here. I also like the way that the right side's bowing in, showing in the forward swing, showing that you have a real good pendulum action moving through the shot, all the way up to your extended finish. In this swing, your hips and shoulders try to wiggle a little bit closed here as you continue to waggle, but you do a real good job of keeping your feet open. And in the end here, you still end up making a really good swing. I believe this ball ended up, just a few feet right of your target.
Really good swing there.
On this next one, you'll notice you start to fidget, a little bit more closed as you continue to waggle. By the time you get to the address position here, it looks like your feet are almost parallel to the camera instead of still being open like we've seen in some of the earlier swings.
Now, see that one you had a little bit of fidgeting closed, and you got a little bit more of the pull draw.
With this next swing, once again, we'll see you tend to fidget a little bit closed from where you started. By the time you get the address and you take it away, though, you actually maintain an open enough stance here that you still end up making a pretty good swing with your alignments intact, and this shot went pretty much right at the target.
Really nice.
The one thing I was mostly impressed with on the second day was your ability to really get that left shoulder down, left side bowing in the backswing, and the feel of right side bowing through, with a good pendulum action and extending up to a nice tall finish on most of your swings. Even though it looks like you have a little counter swivel in the backswing, I still like the way that the action looks overall. So as you watch these last 2 swings, what I want you to notice is, did you do a really good job of keeping your stance open, or do you continue to close that stance down as you waggle, as you keep trying to get kind of locked in on your target? I know you're used to pulling your shots, so you're used to kind of looking a little more right, aiming right, and pulling them. But when you make a real good pendulum motion with strong vertical actions up to the finish, you end up getting a higher ball flight that goes down the right wall and stays more right. So you're going to have to get used to getting that feel of staying a little bit more open throughout the swing. This one here, you did a pretty good job. You did close down a little bit, but by the time you take the club away, you're still just a hair open. And in the end here, you still make a pretty good shot. Once again, like the pendulum action, like those vertical actions all the way up to a nice tall finish.